everybody, back again with another video. So today I'm taking a look at a video that was sent to me. It's about, these truckers are protesting in Washington DC, over what's going on right now with the rates and the freight and all this different type stuff. So let's just get right into the video, man. Look at the video together, and then I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on it and what I think about what's really going on with the truckers protesting in Washington DC. So let's get to it.
Thank God for truckers.
We are here in DC because the rates that are going on right now is putting truck owners out of business.
What we're united here for is that price gouging, and that can be stopped with a transparency. For decades, the large brokerage firms who handle the movement of freight, they've been allowed to operate like a giant drug cartel. These companies who manufacture products and want it brought to the consumer, they've taken the money that they've given them to pay these drivers to transport this freight. They've taken that money and put it in their pockets.
All right, so right there, he said for decades. So this has been going on for the longest time, all right? Way before surely I became a truck driver. Price gouging and, brokers not being transparent about what they're actually getting from the shipper or receiver, whoever's paying to get that freight transported. They're not telling the driver or surely the carrier what that amount is. And, it can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing, because I'm pretty sure, like, if you were on the brokerage side and you was the one brokering the freight, you would try to scoop as much of the upfront cash as possible as well. So now that, the prices are so low, I think the problem is that the prices are so low that it's running people, drivers, carriers out of business on the strength because that it's not enough. Once things got so bad, brokers trying to scoop as much cash as possible on one individual load, or maybe they're losing contracts. They're going up on their prices, or keeping more of the profit that they're getting on particular loads specifically because they have lost direct freight with some of the people that they were getting freight from. Now they're trying to go up on the rates, or go down in the rates, should I say, to keep more profit because, they don't have the other accounts anymore. So that's probably what we're seeing.
And sometimes weeks on end, truck drivers leave their homes and deliver supplies that American
shipper paid broker $23.20 for the truckload. That's what the shipper paid. They paid the broker $23.20 for the load.
Please need and count on during this net.
Look, this TQL. Now I run loads for TQL. Now I would say this too also. What will happen too is if they did show you the number, they probably wouldn't book loads with you no more, because now you know what's really going on. They wouldn't book loads with you no more. TQL paid $1,000 rate. Also too, that's a flat rate. These rates are flat. You don't get any fuel charges on these rates or anything like that. You don't get anything additional. This rate is a flat rate. So $1,000. So basically the broker kept over $1,300.
Crisis.
Broker is a middleman between the shipper and the carrier. We're here to ask the Department of Justice to investigate these guys for serious violations of the antitrust laws. Fastest way to resolve this problem is focusing on the transparency. 371.3, that is already a rule, except that rule needs to be enforced and followed. The brokers are...
That is a rule. But the issue you're going to run into by trying to enforce this rule in particular is they don't have to book with you. They don't have to give you that load to run. They would just have to find someone else that's not going to ask for the rate or what the rate that they got from the shipper. They're not going to ask for that. If they're going to shoot a rate out there, if it's a good rate for you and them, then they're going to let you have the load, and they're not going to deal with the person that want to be all wanting to know how much they're actually making, because they can't skim off the top. So they're not going to run with a carrier that one knows that information. They're not. They're just going to choose somebody else. Now, this would never even came. They could have been able to skim. See, the problem is, they got too greedy. They were skimming for decades. But when you skim to the fact that drivers are no longer happy and we can't get the freight, a good rate on freight, when drivers are no longer happy, now this is going to happen. Now you're going to put the U.S. government and everybody in your business because you got greedy. And that's what's going to happen to brokers now. So what I still don't understand, if this has been going on for decades, what I really still don't understand, I know it's things out there. I know it's ways out there for carriers to get direct freight from the shipper, but it's not as easy. They still rather choose to use brokers to get trucks for freight, which for decades now, if this was going on for decades, why isn't it more of a simple process for you shippers and receivers to get directly in contact with drivers to get your freight to where you wanted to go? That's why this door is open for brokers who really don't do anything, right? They don't own a truck. Some of them do. I'm not talking about the ones that got the whole setup. I'm talking about if you was just strictly a broker. You don't have no trucks. You don't have any of that type of stuff. You just simply deal with the shippers or receivers, because receivers do ship freight too, or receivers do pay invoices for freight. So that's why I say shipper and receivers. Who's ever paying for it, the shipper or the receiver? Why are there not a way for them? It is ways. It's not like just not a complete way, but it should be more simple, a more easier way for if you need your freight to get to where it needs to be. Brokers will really be obsolete because they don't do anything but match it up. They just matchmakers. They get you let them know what the freight you have, want to go from here to wherever it's going, and they find a truck for you. And then you give them the rate that you're going to pay, and they're able to skim as much as that they offer that they want. If you pay $2,300 and they find a driver to take it for $1,000,
under that law, to give all information upon request from the person that hauled the load for them, how much the load paid, the load origin, from the start to the finish. When people ask for that information, these brokers will blacklist them and refuse to work with them in the future.
I speak for the 330 million Americans that we say, thank God for truckers. At a time of widespread shutdowns, truck drivers form the lifeblood of our economy.
We want to deliver you your goods because we love trucking. It's in our blood. It's in our soul.
Shine the sunlight on these people. If they have nothing to hide, we'll know.
In the war against the virus, American truckers are the foot soldiers who are really carrying us to victory.
The president said he would help us. We're not asking for that much. We're asking for some transparency and for some common sense.
Thank God for truckers.
I mean, it's a little too late for that, you know. We've been dealing with this situation for a long time now, and as far as I can see, what's going to happen is nothing. You know, they don't have to give you that load. They don't. You know, so but I do believe that for a week or 2 weeks, if no freight moved, you would definitely see, you know, the freight and the rates go back up because it have to move. They would have no choice but to pay, because if they can't get the freight moved, they're not going to get paid either. So they will be forced to pay the driver to move the freight. They will be forced to. Something interesting that I did hear, though, the military would get involved if drivers stop moving freight. I don't see how that's possible. You can't make somebody drive a truck, but that's just my opinion. You can't make nobody get in a truck. I can say, hey, trucking business is bad right now. I'm out. I'm out. I'm gonna go back to selling cars or whatever. You know, you can't make me drive a truck. But I do believe that the protesting may change some things. But like I said before, we're at a stand to where we have to do some type of work just to keep everything afloat, keep the bills paid. Now, if your equipment is paid for and you can go 2 weeks, a month without moving your truck, I believe that's what it will take, because then brokers, shippers, receivers, whoever will be forced to pay the drivers. They will be forced to pay. But with the mega companies out there, these mega carriers out there, they can afford to take the freight cheap. So everybody, this is one of them situations where everybody will have to be on board for the rates to go back up. Everybody will have to be on board. Everybody will have to say, we ain't moving nothing. No freight is going nowhere. And I'm pretty certain that those rates will go back up higher than you ever seen before. But until that happens, if that happens, things will remain the same. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time, see you in the next video.